Hey guys, welcome to Philadelphia. This is Dave from Parts and Restoration. I'm gonna do another little shop tour today per some user requests, some subscriber requests. The first one I shot, I did it in the top to bottom format. It looked kind of crappy, so I'm gonna do another one. So we're down in my basement. I live in Philadelphia. Got a 100-year-old house. You can see the crappy old walls. It's kind of crumbly. But when I bought this house, I had a front to back open basement that I have since changed into a sectioned off basement with a workshop and an office. So first, to get to my shop, we got to go through my office, which is a complete mess right now. But this room's kind of cool. I wanted a room that was kind of like an escape from the city. So I built this room in a cabin style because I wanted somewhere where I could come down and relax, and it's kind of become a little storage place right now because I have a lot of different projects going on. But I have a lot of my collections in here. I collect old tools, collect old books. I collect some military stuff. I was never in the military, but I collect military stuff and guns and stuff like that. Got some cool books. A lot of some blacksmithing stuff, some gun making stuff from like from the 1800s, like flintlocks and things like that. Old machining books, things like that. I really enjoy reading those and learning about the old ways. Keep my guns here. There's a cool fireplace that I built. I got these cobblestones from an old abandoned street in Philly. This is a 1853 Enfield rifle that I restored. Turned out pretty nice, I think. Got the fake log in there. Literally, this room was nothing. I'll post a picture up on my Instagram of what this basement looked like before. This is my little workstation. I covered these doors with like a barn style door covering, or like an old school style door. I think it's not a barn style, but yeah. So there you have it. Let's go into the shop. So, here's where the fun happens. View from the door. Shop's a little bit crazy right now because I'm in the middle of rebuilding a QNC shop #1 power hacksaw from the early 1900s. Maybe you've seen some of those videos on Instagram or the pictures. But this is where I do my work. It's kind of divided into two halves in the back. Kind of got my little machine area. Do a little bit of metal work. And the close side here is where I do woodwork and just general work. So we'll just kind of go around. So I've got this wall I built to divide the basement off. It's become kind of storage for a lot of cutting discs, a lot of my saws, handsaw blades, things like that. I keep a tourniquet right here by the door in case I get grievously injured and I need to stop bleeding. I'm a fireman and EMT, so I've kind of learned about some of that over the years and have actually used that on someone. They really do work. I definitely recommend someone get that. Or if you have a shop where you're running saws, I would recommend having that on hand. My big grinder, it's an 8-inch. I use this for sharpening tools, sharpening lathe cutting tools. Got my decimal equivalent chart that I use all the time. A little polishing station and wire wheel station. Now this was my primary wire wheel here. I just put this together. This is my hand tool rescue style horizontal wire wheel. I made a little arbor and turned on my lathe a bushing to fit that wire wheel. So I'm pretty happy with that. I got this for free. This here drill press, so no loss by kind of chopping it down. It's really minimalist. It was broken. I actually repaired it. My main drill press is this early, I think it's like 1930s Sears Roebuck. It's got the nice cast, everything. It runs like a champ. I got it for $40 at a yard sale. Pretty happy with it. Here's my bench. It's a complete mess right now, but it's because I'm in the middle of a project. I'm sure you guys all know how that goes. I just planed and stained and sealed my workbench. It had become kind of gross from being absorbing all kinds of oils and paints over the years, and it was time to clean it up. As you can see on my bench, I've got my early 1900s power hacksaw from the Q&C company, Chicago and New York. They made a lot of products for the railroad, and they made a pretty sweet hacksaw. I got this for like 40 bucks from a guy who was cleaning it out of his garage. I'm not sure if he really knew what he had, but I got a bunch of tools from him. I'll actually show you. Got my compressor down here, which I use all the time for blowing nastiness off of different things that I'm restoring. Over here I got my all my hand saws. These are all Philadelphia Henry Diston & Sons saws that I've gotten at yard sales and restored. I really love using hand saws. There's something kind of magical for me about using a hand saw. When I was a kid, my dad had a hand saw that was really dull, and I thought it was kind of a joke. Like, who would ever use a hand saw? They can't cut through anything. And little did I know that a good sharpening makes them fantastic. So I've got my junky bandsaw that I use a lot. I'm looking to replace this soon. If anybody in Philadelphia area wants to sell me my old Milwaukee Delta or something like that, I would love to buy it. Keep all my stains up here for woodwork. This is kind of a cool machine. This is a butterfly die filer. I got this at a machine shop that was closing down in Baltimore. I paid $15 for it and restored it. It runs great. It's good for doing fine work with like on soft metals, or actually, you know, just regular filing. I use a lot of hand files, but this comes in handy. This is the top end of a Walker Turner drill press that I'm rebuilding, that I got from the same fella who sold me the power hacksaw, and I'll be rebuilding that in a video soon. Got a couple little vices. I kind of collect these. If I see them at a yard sale or at an antique store, I buy them. All my box tools I keep up here, just like my newer like DeWalt, and like I got my Bostitch staple gun up here, or a couple other things that I keep in my little toolboxes. It's kind of, like I said, it's messy. I've been going through this stuff to use it for building this hacksaw. Got my induction motor Delta 10-inch table saw. It's loud and noisy, it gets the job done. I actually recently built it into the workbench. It's got a pretty accurate fence. I put new rules on here from Starrett, and it's able to take pretty accurate measurements. And I got this nice this miter gauge, this American-made miter gauge to put on there, and it works really well. Here's one of my most proud possessions. This is a 1948 South Bend lathe. It's a 9-inch. It's their A model, and it's got the quick change gearbox. I paid $500 from a guy whose father had a machine shop. I bought 2 lathes for $500. I restored both of them. I sold the other one, which was older. It was a 1928, and I kept this. Put a Chinese quick change tool post on there. I keep all of my quick change tool posts, or tool holders, up here on this little shelf. And I've got all kinds of lathe bits, lathe tools in here. Everything I use on the lathe, I keep in this little, I think this is a Harbor Freight, just junky machinist box, but I got that for like 20 bucks at a antique store. Keep all my wood scrap in this little box that I made. It's kind of junky, but it gets the job done. Map torch, use a lot. Okay. Over here I've got my little shop anvil. Just a railroad, actually railroad's piece of railroad track. I found that as a railroad track anvil at a scrapyard. That was kind of cool. And made that into a little hammering post here. This is the first power hacksaw I bought. I kind of like power hacksaws. I think they're really cool. It's like kind of that steampunk, old school feel. This is a Miller Falls, and I got it from a furniture maker who had stolen its legs and was going to send it to the scrapyard, but he posted the thing on online just to try and make a couple bucks off of it, and he did. My Harbor Freight 20-ton press. Use that for forming metal. And then of course the lovely Bridgeport. This is a 1968 Bridgeport. It's pre-Textron. It's got the 42-inch table. It's a beautiful machine. It's not perfect, but mechanically everything works the way it ought to. I had to take this apart and bring it down the stairs of my shop, out this midget back door. Actually, you can see the wood on the side here. I had to blow out the walls of that door and remove the door to get that into the shop. And I wound up using an engine hoist and some rigging to bring it down the stairs. Kind of crash landed at the very bottom, about halfway down the stairs. That was fun. But nobody died, so everything's cool. Got some of my Bridgeport charts up here, speeds and feeds, lubrication, tools that I often use on the machine, with the machine. We got 2 lights. This is a kind of cool light that I built. I found this light on the side of the road, just outside of Philly. And this is a clamp that they use for scaffolding that I attach it to, just attach it to this pipe. As you can see, I have pipes that run through my whole shop. So kind of, if you're not careful, you bang your head all the time. I installed this TV down here so I can watch YouTube videos on how to use my machinery, because I'm still learning. I have no formal training. I'm not a tradesman, or I never went to trade school or anything like that. I'm not a mechanic, I'm not a machinist, but I'm learning. So this is like my machine shop area. My bench is a mess right now because I'm in between a lot of projects, but this is like, I bought this bench from a machine shop that was closing down. Came with this cool little like 3-inch vise. I've got my rotary table here. It's a Troik, and I got my surface plate and some of my layout tools here. These Kennedy boxes are full of end mills and other machinist tools. I have a few more underneath. I collect toolboxes. I enjoy finding an old toolbox that's rusty and gross and kind of either stabilizing it or restoring it. My little Hobart 110 welder lives right here. And behind it I have my oxyacetylene torch that I use for cutting. And I want to learn to, I've been doing a little bit of brazing with it, and I want to learn to actually weld with it like they used to back in the day. I think that's pretty cool. As you can see, I really like these old school decimal equivalent charts. This is actually from Morse. I think that's really cool. You definitely couldn't find this, or it would be expensive if you found it on eBay. I got that from a guy whose shop was closing down. Just, he gave it to me for free. He didn't care. But yeah, so that's my shop. I primarily restore old tools. I do some woodwork when I can. I enjoy trying that out. I'm kind of getting into that more and more. And yeah, so look forward to some more videos from me. I'm going to be trying to put out at least one a week as we go forward. I've got a, actually, I don't know if I showed you. When I bought the power hacksaw from the fella outside of Philadelphia, he also sold me this. This is a Sheldon lathe. It's an 11-inch. It's got the big cast iron legs, which are so cool. I may actually be selling this South Bend for that. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a larger lathe. It's got a bigger capacity, so I may replace the one that I have. We'll see how it turns out when it's done, but that's going to be coming up soon. Here's the rest of that Walker Turner drill press. That's going to be my primary drill press. And yeah, I'm looking forward to kind of exploring this YouTube/Instagram journey further, and hopefully you guys will want to come along for the ride. So thanks for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys all soon. If you're interested in the videos that I'm putting out, please subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram at Parts and Restoration for cool pictures of what I'm doing and stuff that's going on with me. And yeah, thanks again for watching.